Greetings everybody, I am Nanda Kishore and this is one of the walk-in aviaries that I am designing for Raga Foundation. It is a fairly large aviary. This was previously my breeding setup for conures. We had 160 enclosures here and we would breed about 140 to 120 pairs of conures. But now we moved all of them home and I wanted to have this as a large walk-in aviary for mostly Australian species, though we have not decided exactly what species to house here. So I'm going to talk about this aviary. The dimensions of this aviary is 90 feet in length, 36 feet wide, about 16 feet to 17 feet in the center, and about 12 to 13 feet on the sides depending on the topography. The walls that you see here are actually 6 feet deep so that rodents and snakes don't burrow through and get into the aviary. We have a 4 feet window on either side for cross ventilation, and the window is covered with a very fine stainless steel mesh which is very difficult to tear, so mosquito rodents don't get inside. The roof of this place has 2 layers of galvanized iron mesh. We have a 2-inch by 1-inch mesh, and on top of that is a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch galvanized iron mesh. Sandwiched in between these two mesh is a shade net which filters 50% of the sunlight getting into the aviary. We also have some polycarbonate sheets which are strategically placed so that our guests who walk into the aviary are protected from sun and rain. But on either sides we have slits for the rain to come through, so that even this water from the polycarbonate sheet rolls down and gets into the planter beds here, thereby maximizing the amount of water getting into the for the plants. We have a truss system, and we've used this truss to have a sprinkling system all over the aviary, so that when it is very hot we can get the temperature down by turning on the sprinklers. And it is also a nice place, a good way of watering all the plants. We also have a few cameras which we have installed strategically to see the number of visitors getting into the aviary, and also to study birds. We have a concrete bed which runs around the aviary so that people don't stray into the plants. It's a path that we have. We have a number of plants in this aviary, monocots and dicots. Most of the plants that we have here have some significance. It is not just blindly planted. I will talk about the plants that we have here. Few of them have been used as fillers, but none of the plants here are toxic to birds. Few of them might not, the birds might not forage on those plants, but there are majority of the plants which the birds forage on. So I'll try to make this video into 2 parts because it's quite lengthy, the number of plants we have here, and when I talk about each plant it gets a little long. So yeah, this is basil, tulsi. You can see it has a few ants and a few insects on this. A good source of protein for birds. The plant itself is highly medicinal, and birds tend to forage on this plant. It also has inflorescence which grow, and the seeds are edible by birds. So this is a nice plant to have in the aviary. This plant is called the mother-in-law's tongue, or the snake plant. It's supposed to be a snake repellent, and it also releases a lot of oxygen. This is not edible by birds, but it's a nice plant to have because of the amount of oxygen that it releases, and also the amount of because it's a snake repellent, just in case you have a snake. I'm not sure, this is not proven, but that's what they say. Here we have some the inflorescence of basil. So you can see that it has little seeds inside, and then the birds can forage on them. We also have this beautiful plant. It is a fodder plant that we use in our farm for cattle. This is called Super Napier. It is a very fast growing monocot, and you keep chopping off and keeps getting side shoots. We use this plant because a lot of finches use this leaf to form great nests. It's a great way for forming nests for a lot of finches. Please come. Here we have some bitter gourds, the plants. You can see some flowering taking place here, and we have a few fruits here and there. I have a fruit here. This is an unripe fruit, you can see, and if this thing gets ripe, it turns into a bright yellow color fruit, and it's a great source of nutrition for the birds. And if they don't eat the fruit, it will just fall down, germinate into a new plant again. Here we have papaya. So birds can have papaya eventually. This is another very special plant that we have. This is called citronella or lemongrass. The birds, again, a monocot. So birds tend to forage on this leaf or take this leaf to form nests. And once they tear the leaf like this, you can see, if it has a very strong pungent smell, which acts as a mosquito repellent. So it's a safe and natural way to keep mosquitoes away in your aviary. The plant by itself does not repel any insect or mosquitoes. The leaf has to be plucked like that. So this area is what releases that odor which repels mosquitoes. So if you have this plant in your aviary and the birds don't have access to the leaf, please do trim a few leaves every day in the evening. So it could be helpful for you. Then we have more basil growing here. This is another very special plant that we have. It's called pan. All Indians tend to consume that after their grub because it helps in digestion, especially when you eat a lot of curry. This is amaranthus. It's another beautiful plant to have in the aviary. You can see the inflorescence, and you can see some seeds and pollen on my hand. Birds tend to really enjoy this seeds. Not just finches. We've seen macaws and cockatoos and greys and like big birds also foraging on this tiny seed. The leaf is also edible, both by humans and birds. It's a beautiful plant to have. This is another plant that we have. We've noticed that a lot of birds tend to forage on this. This produces tiny fruits which are generally blackish to purplish in color, but this thing is still unripe, so it's green. Another thing that I want you to notice is all through this place, you'll see a lot of grasses which are growing, and they'll have this little tiny seeds, grass seeds. Here, you can see some here. Different kinds of tiny seeds, which are fantastic for birds to forage on, especially if you have quails and finches. So much of this. So if you see the whole aviary, I would say about 30% of my aviary is covered by little grasses like this. Very important to have in a big walk-in aviary. This plant is called the multivitamin plant. It's called Thalassa Kirai. I got it from the Telangana Forest Department nursery. We've given it to a lot of birds, and we've noticed that the birds readily go for it. You don't need to really coax them to start foraging on it. It's got, the leaf has little white spot. I'll try to show you. You can see the little white spots on the leaf. So now have a few more here. You can see the little white spot. So it's a very nice plant to have in your aviary, free multivitamin. We also have plants like this. This is lucerne, alfalfa, very rich in protein. So birds can forage on that too. A little more basil. This is my favorite plant in the whole aviary because a majority of my aviary has this plant. It's called the tricolored sea hibiscus. Tricolored because it has red, green and white. It forms a really nice cover and you can see a majority of the leaves have been eaten by insects, which means if I leave finches, it's a great source of protein. These insects, the leaf itself is very tasty, so a lot of birds also tend to forage on these leaves. And the more you chew on it, the more the birds chew away the tips, the more auxiliary buds are going to grow, and it's going to become like a really thick bush. Then here we have another plant which is a beautiful monocot. You can see how nicely this plant is grown. This can become a great nesting material for a lot of finches. And this, in my opinion, is the most significant plant in my aviary, not for birds, but this was a weed that was growing everywhere in India about a decade ago. But then what we've noticed is either global warming or I don't know what the reason was, this plant started dying, and with this a certain species of a jewel beetle which would live on this plant. So this was the host plant for that jewel beetle. We've managed to save a few of these plants in our farm. We have transplanted one of them into the aviary. There's a little inflorescence which is coming all over the plant. We hope that this will pollinate and repopulate our aviary so that we can introduce those jewel beetles. And eventually, when we have a decent population of those jewel beetles, we can reintroduce them back into our farm. So, in my opinion, this is something that's of very great value for my aviary. Again, you can see a lot of seed plants here and there, all over the place. This is a Chinese spinach, edible by humans and birds. And you can see the beautiful flower here. It's got a pink flower with yellow pollen. The birds tend to forage on this leaf and flower. It's a beautiful plant to have. We also have a cannon. It's of not much importance. We just have it as a filler. It produces little red flowers. Friends, I will continue the video in the second part. I hope you liked the video till now, and stay tuned for the second part. Thank you.